just wants everybody to be happy and just takes care of everybody. The middle one's Carly, and she's the flower child. I mean, she's just gonna live her life to her thing. And the last one's Haven, and she's the Tasmanian devil. Off the charts, okay? But if you notice, all three of their names start with HAH, is what we call the ha-ha-ha sisters. So, get them ready for a national someday. But, okay, great conference. Thank you for giving us your time. Like I always say, you could have been doing something else with your time. I hope this is worth your time. I really do believe it is. You know, for me, this company is, first of all, it's been a historical company. What we did, we launched the company, did some incredible things, we had some incredible growth. And we did actually more than, you know, if you took all the companies in the history of this industry, the thousands of companies, less than 1% of the companies that ever exist in this industry have achieved what we did. But only one company in this industry had to go through what we had to go through. And that was the fight with the government and the FTC. And I don't think, I just got finished, we just finished writing a letter that we're sending into DC to try and get people to even pay more attention to what happened, because it was just a travesty. It should not have happened to an American citizen or to an American company. But with that said, it took its toll. It took its toll, and here we are. And I honestly do believe that there's not another company out there, in my opinion, that could have survived it. And that's the reason there's not another company out there that tried it, because they didn't have that in place. And so we have a lot to be grateful for. So for me, through the whole thing, I had a saying. I've only said this saying once, and probably very few remember it, but it's something I kept saying all the time, and I've said to myself all the time. Because, you know, when you go through something like that, it really does take its toll. And I've said this, I go, we may not be as big as we once were, but we're better than we ever were. And we will be bigger than we once were. And I honestly believe that, because you know, what doesn't kill you makes you, okay? And so we are forged in iron. We are a company that's done something no other company's done. Because of that, we're a blessed company, and I think we've proven ourselves beyond a shadow of a doubt. And so we all should be very, very proud of that. And I really do believe our best years are ahead of us. Even though I love our past, but I really do believe what's in front of us is so much bigger. I do believe 100% in an industry that is just definitely uncertain. We're a company that's very, very, very certain. Another thing that I found very impressive with our management team, and very impressive with the field, is that we didn't quit building when we were going through that stuff. And as you see right here today, at this conference, we came out with this new product. We've come out with this, you know, basically a new approach to the business. And those things that just happened overnight, those things were birthed, and they were thought of, and they were, you know, they started happening while we're going through that. So we never quit building the future, is what I'm trying to say. And so all that was done to get to this moment. So I'm excited about this moment where we're at right now. So, you know, when we were talking to the leaders coming into this event, one of our things we said is we wanted everyone when we leave here to labor through Labor Day. What I mean by that, this is really a special moment in time. It's an important moment in time in our lives, but it's also a great opportunity for your life, and it's a great opportunity for you to truly make a difference in your life. I hope you've seen that. This is unique, it's different, it's a moment in time for the company, and when you think about it, and I've been saying this a lot, you know, we are I see it as a ground floor opportunity, but with a very, very proven company, a very proven company. And those words are said a lot, but I don't think it's ever been demonstrated as much as it is right now. So this is a moment in time, and I hope we all take advantage of it. So what we're asking everybody to do is come out of this conference to go like you've never gone before. Because regardless of the great product, regardless of the great systems, regardless of everything that has transpired this weekend, none of it matters if you don't put it into action. It really right now is what's happening coming out of this conference. It's kind of a handoff. And it's what you're going to do, take it back. You're the tip of the spear, because, like I said in the opening, about 95% of the people in this company aren't here, if not more. And so if you're taking it back, we're going to have the calls, we're going to have, you know, we have the Neora U on Monday. We have all the great things we do. We have a regional coming up, or the watch party we call it now, coming up. All these are ways that we're going to take it back, but you are going to be the ones that are going to take the energy back to the people. So, you know, keep that in mind as we go back. And so, you know, with that, I just want you to keep in mind, you know, what really makes a great company grow, or in this industry what makes it grow, is new people. And new people are the people who have the least amount of experience, they have the greatest amount of fear, they have the greatest amount of other challenges going on in their life, and they run into Neora, and they, generally speaking, they have that day of disgust. There's something going on in their life they don't like, so they have that day of decision where they make a decision that Neora can be part of resolving that. And so they made a big decision to step in. And as we all know, when they come in, they have these big dreams and aspirations and goals and all those great things, and then they run into a thing called life. It just transpires, and it's part of life, and so they're here and they want to go there, but we all know it doesn't look like that. It looks like this. If anything, it looks like crazy. It's just, you know, it's just off the charts. And that's why it's so important for us as individuals to stay with these people. You know, if it was just as easy as give them the information and give them the product and point them to a website, here's how we do things, then it would have been done. And I've always, one of my sayings that I use in my life all the time is quit wanting what you don't want. You know, you don't want it to be that it's just as simple as giving a person a checklist and giving a person a website and giving a person a product, which they're all great, okay? And giving them a company that's done something nobody else has ever done, which is all great, and giving them a model that's in alignment with everything, the way the marketplace is working, which is all great. But that is not, if it was just that simple, then it would just go. The factor that makes it work is you, okay? And you got to step in and make it work. The analogy, I used this with the national market directors the other day, and I've used it a lot in my life. But it was just, you know, we wanted, especially with the pandemic. When the pandemic came, you know, besides all the things it did, the biggest curse it did to, I think, the world and our industry is it got people thinking that high tech was the solution. High tech is a big part of the solution. But if high tech was the answer, if high tech was the answer to everything, then we'd have a healthier society we've ever had. We'd have a society where people have got control of their finances better than they've ever had. We'd have a society where relationships are better than they've ever had. The truth is, every one of those things the last 10 years has gotten worse. It's gotten worse. But technology has gotten greater. Information has gotten greater. The ability to access information at your fingertips has gone up hundredfold, thousandfold in the last 10 years. But yet, those things are going down. So it is, if information was the answer, it had been resolved. The same example I like to use is Alcoholics Anonymous, an alcoholic. But if it's just information technology, I would just go up to them and say, here's the Alcoholics Anonymous website. No longer are you an alcoholic. Congratulations. That's information technology. We got more information you ever need. What makes it work? Environment and associations. People. People. Everything we've done to this point, none of it matters unless you take it back to the person. So I'm all for high tech. I'm all about social marketing. I'm all about it all, but the more you can personalize it, the better. And I'll tell you, if you listen to Jason Dorsey right now, who's probably the #1 expert on social marketing and generational marketing. Listen to Heather Chastain, who's probably in the direct sales industry, the #1 person speaking to it. They'll say the exact same thing. What drives what people are doing is the newest generation, which is Generation Z. I know a lot of people think Generation Z is kind of, whoa, who are these people coming at us right now? But quite honestly, they will be the ones that will dictate the future. And that's been proven over and over and over. If you really look at Generation Z, they're very, very interesting, and they're very, very powerful. And they really, through all surveys, they love direct sales more than any other generation. There's no other generation that likes the direct sales. And guess what they like about it the most? They want to belong. They want to be mentored. And they want to do it in person. That's what the surveys tell you. More than any other generation, they want to meet you at a coffee shop. More than any other generation, they want to be mentored, one-on-one. More than any other generation, they want to belong. In a society right now, when church attendance is going down, the #1 generation where church attendance is going up is Generation Z. The revitalizing of the Catholic Church right now is Generation Z joining it because they want to belong. They want meaning other than themselves. And so that speaks for them, which means it speaks for everybody. Which means they want environment and associations. That people are longing for that. The pandemic took it away from us. The companies that ran with it are going out of the industry. This industry is a people-centric business. It's not a transactional business. And there's a group out there just longing for who we are and what we got. And what we have is everything from the standpoint of the things that matter, the product, the systems, the culture, the management, the field, the business model. All the things are there, but at the end of the day, it's your ability to take it back and personalize it. Bring the culture, bring the high touch to the marketplace. That's what's going to make this a great company. That's what explode this company. And that is the thing now between us and 10X. The thing between us and 10X is you. It's you. Isn't that cool? I mean, I think it's neat to know this is it. It's game time. Fight on. There's nothing but me. I can go do it. I love that. I love that there's nothing in the way other than me. That's a blessing when there's nothing in the way other than me. It's when everything else is in the way. That's the problem. But when the only thing between you and success is me and what you do with it, and that's where we're at. And that's not the case in a lot of other industries. That's not the case in a lot of other situations. That's definitely not the case in this industry. There's a lot of companies in this industry where the company's in the way of you. We're not in your way. Okay? We've done everything to give you the blessing you need to go out and do what you want. So, what I have found, and I'm going to go. For you new people here, I'm not a PowerPoint guy, okay? I'm just not. And so, but I've done a little bit of PowerPoint. But I'm going to share with you, because in my journey, and I'm really going to talk more to the slide edge here, and I love how the Koreans grabbed onto it, just like the people in Australia did, just like the people down in the Latinos have really picked up on it, and obviously here we have. But I really want to speak to a part of it that I think is critical for you guys leaving here, for all of you leaving here. And this would be if I was to rewrite the book, which I've been threatening I'm going to, but I haven't. This would be the new chapter that would be in it. So it's something that's not in the Slide Edge book. But the thing that people got to understand to be successful in life, and this is really what I wrote the book about, is that really to be successful in life, especially in this industry, it's a solo journey. It really is a solo journey. I mean, we're amongst each other, we need each other, synergy, we all go someplace together, we can never go to by ourselves. But at the end of the day, it is a solo journey. And what I have found, and it's the reason I actually wrote the book, because it came from when I was in the direct sales. It started when I was in the field doing what you do. And I was very, very frustrated by the fact that I saw people that I knew how to show up consistently, persistently, and do something long enough for it to work. They did it in a job, they did it in school, they did it in the military, they did it where there was structure. And then they would come here where they had the gift of independent thought, the gift of freedom, and they abused it. When they didn't have structure, they would not do the things that, they would show up at a job they hated for 10 years in a row, go to the same desk, do the same darn thing. But they come here where they got an opportunity that's way bigger than that job, and they wouldn't show up consistently and persistently with a good attitude over a long enough period of time. So that's where I wrote the Slide Edge. But all the Slide Edge is a philosophy. Philosophy is everything you know, how you hold it, how you affect what it does. And it's really your office in your brain. It's the way you have to think to be successful, because you are on a solo journey now. You don't have a corporation telling you what to do. You don't have a military, you don't have a structure, you don't have a school system, you don't have your parents telling you what to do. You're now independent. So that's the start of the journey around that book. And so the one thing I've noticed though is people have an incredible ability to go from when life's not working, you call it failure, to survival. It's amazing what they'll do to get there. And then they'll get to survival and they just pull it right back. And they'll just drift, and they'll just start drifting down until they start approaching failure again. And then they'll just turn right back on. And if all they did is just, can I get this on? Oh. There we go. No, go backwards, guys. I'm out of control again. Okay. But this chart, this one drew up, it's an example of how people live lives. It's pretty simple. But they'll do everything they got. That's a solid line to get the survival. And then they'll just back off.
We all see people do it. I mean, it's interesting. If you took our ranks and call them levels in an elevator in an office building, and say NMD is the 10th floor and we have everything in between, people just get off the elevator. They get to a certain place of the comfort and they just get off the elevator. If you just kept doing the exact same thing you were doing, you would go to success. When we are by ourselves, we have a tendency to drift into complacency. It's just natural. And this is one of the greatest gifts you give to people is you're there. It's easy to motivate people when they're going from failure or not have success towards survival. Because they'll do things. But then they'll get towards survival, and this is when you become a leader. This is when your ability to get them to do something they wouldn't have done if you hadn't been there. To keep them being consistent, persistent, with a good attitude, long enough, but really to go to success, okay? And that's what the slide edge is all about. And so, when I wrote the slide edge, the thing that we've come off that now. I don't know how to go off that. Okay, good. Thanks. But you know, when you think about, we have a thing called our 10 core commitments. There's not one core commitment that you can't do. There's not one core commitment that anybody can't do. They're easy to do. They're just easy to do. They're not difficult things to do. I'm not saying you're good at them. You might be here going here and it looks like that, but if you do it long enough, consistently, persistently, you've got to be consistently persistent. That's the key thing, okay? You do that long enough, with a good attitude, it will start working eventually, okay? That's the key thing. But the thing is what people do is they'll do these little easy things, and they're easy to do, but here's the problem. They're easy not to do. And that's where you find, this is why we need you there. To keep people doing the little things that seem to make no difference at all in the act of doing them, and just do them over and over and over and over and over and over and over with consistency and persistency with a good attitude over a long enough period of time from the work. That's the you factor. We can't do this. We do all the things we talked about. You're the ones that can make that happen. And so the successful people exercise the simple disciplines. Unsuccessful people make simple errors of judgment. That's simply the slide edge. I'll go there now, okay? All the slide edge is a philosophy. A philosophy affects your attitude. You have a good attitude, it changes your actions. It's never that hows. Everybody always wants to focus on the hows. That's another big failure in life. If it was easy as the hows, we'd just give you the hows. It'd be a checklist. Quit wanting what you don't want. You do not want it to be as easy as the hows. If it was just a checklist, we'd give you the checklist, right? If it was just a book, we'd give you the book. If it was just a video, we'd give you the video. If it's just a conference, you give me the conference. It's you. It's not the hows, though. The hows are 10 core commitments. They're easy to do. They're easy not to do. It's how you do the hows. Do you do them consistently, persistently, with a good attitude over a long period of time? It's never the hows. Every one of you can do the hows. The 10 core commitments is not one thing in there you can't do. But will you do them consistently and persistently over a long enough period of time to give them a chance to work like you would do if you had a job, like you would do when you were in school, like you did when your parents told you what to do for the first 18 years of your life. And now you got the God gift of free thought, and you won't do it, and you'll just go up and down and up and down and up and down and not take responsibility and blame. And it's always right here. It's always right here. So if you have the right philosophy, that's everything. It'll give you the right attitude. It will give you the actions. It's never the actions. It's how you do the hows. Give you the results in the lifestyle. And when you get that, it all starts to work. But here's the thing. I'm going to give you a couple examples. In our 10 core commitments, I'll give you 2 of them. One's an action. It's about business. 2 exposures a day. The other one is about personal development, because this business is very simple. On one side, you have a messenger. The other side, you have a message. If you're smart, use third-party tools and systems to drive the message, because that is what? Duplicatable, like I opened up with. Okay? Anybody can use a system and a tool. That's a how. That's how you do the hows.
If you do that, people are going to say, hey, I can do what you're doing. I have the time to do what you're doing, and I'd be willing to do what you're doing to me, to my friends, family, neighbors, because it's a tool and a system. It's doable. It's duplicatable. It works in depth. It works in distance. It works for most people. On the other side is a messenger, personal development. He's the deliverer of the third-party tool. Okay? That's what we do. Here's the thing, though. So you have the messenger, you have the person driving the message. This is easy to do, easy not to do. So we have two things. We have one thing, a tool, third-party tool. Do 2 exposures a day. The other side, we have a messenger, personal development. Read 10 pages of a good book a day. Or listen to 10 minutes of a podcast a day. Those things are so simple. I mean, 10 pages of a good book a day, you take 2 days off a week, that's 250 days a year, times 10 is 2,500 pages. As long as you read, that's about 10 books. That will change your philosophy, which will change your attitude, which will now change who you are, and the hows will work. It's not the hows, it's how you do the hows. So what are you doing to affect how you do the hows? From a personal development standpoint. The how is 2 exposures a day. With technology now, it's so easy to do. I mean, you can do so much more than that. That's the hows. But here's the problem. The difference between doing the right activity and not doing the right activity is so subtle that you can't even feel the difference. There's no difference between doing it. So, if you do 2 exposures today, are you a national marketing director? Are you any closer? No. If you don't do 2 exposures today, are you further away? See, the difference between doing the right activity and not doing the right activity in the moment doesn't even matter. There's just no difference between the two. If you read 10 pages of a good book today, are you closer to be a national marketing director? No. If you don't read 10 pages of a good book today, are you further away from being a national marketing director? No. For personal development, from how to do the hows, doing the right activity and not doing the right activity is so insignificant, it doesn't matter. Let's just say you want to be a national marketing director. To be a national marketing director, what you've got to understand in this solo journey, between you and there is a bunch of decisions that don't matter. Because the only way you're going to get the national marketing director is doing things in the moment that don't matter. And the only thing you got is the moment. See, a corporation gives you just moments. School gives you moments. Your parents give you moments. When you're left by yourself, guess what you do? You ignore the moment, because it just doesn't matter. And you're right, in the moment. But the moment is the only thing you got. And that's what you gotta get. The thing between you and everything you want is in the moment, and everything you do in the moment doesn't matter in the moment. You gotta get that. There's not this quantum leap stuff, this magical stuff happens. It's about grinding it out, doing the little things that seem to make no difference, and the act of doing them, just do them over and over and over and over and over with consistency, persistency. Do it long enough until the compounding effect, and all of a sudden you get a group doing it. You're doing your 2 exposures a day, say 250 days a year, take them 2 days a week off, that's 500. But you get 10 other people, that's 500 times 10, that's 5,000 plus your 5, that's 5,500. Now you're getting geometric on top of compounding. That's the power of direct sales right there. You don't get that stupid transactional stuff. You don't get that trying to go to all the other stuff they're trying to do out there. The power of industry is duplication. But what are we duplicating? You being erratic? Or you being consistent? You think you're going to get a group that's consistent when you're erratic? You don't deserve it. You only deserve what you do. And what you want is a group, is a whole bunch of groups doing a bunch of little things that seem to make no difference at all, and have to do them over and over and over because it's the only thing you got. When you get that, when you realize that the things you do are insignificant in the moment, but the moment's the only thing you got, here's what you got to get. All these things that don't matter are the only thing that matters. And everything you do to be successful, if you talk to most people at the top of anything, they did most of it. Nobody else is watching. Nobody else is watching. And that's when you're going to find out who you are. Because here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to leave here. You're all fired up. You're guys in this warm pool of water here. We all love each other. Everything's great. Got the greatest thing, the greatest product. Okay, and you're going to run out to people and say, that is the stupidest looking needle thing I've ever seen. You know, they're cuckoo out there, okay? And you're going to run into them. You're going to go out there, and you're going to run into life. Boom. And that's what you want. Quit wanting what you don't want. You don't want everybody to get what you're doing. You don't want everybody to want to do what you're doing. You don't want everybody to believe in what you're doing. Because if they did, there would be nothing here. Quit wanting what you don't want. You understand? This is so important to understand in life. It makes life so easy. You can't have good without bad. You can't have love without hate. You can't have up without down. There has to be the other side to everything. You just can't have happy. What if we had a society where everyone's just happy? It'd be weird. You have to have sad because you don't know happiness without sadness. You don't know success without failure. You don't know yes without no. So when somebody says no, you can't know what a yes feels like unless you know what a no is. When somebody is mean to you, you can't know what somebody being good to you is unless you know what somebody being mean to you is. They exist with each other. It's physics. So quit wanting what you don't want. It's part of life. It's how it works. When those idiots say stupid things, go, thank you. Now it makes me appreciate when that person says a nice thing to me. But that's the truth. That's the truth. So what's going to happen, you're going to go out there and you're going to be doing your things, and boom, 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 everything's going to happen. It's not what happens, it's how you feel about what happens. And here's what's going to happen though. All of a sudden you're going to say, you know what, it's been a bad day. And I'm just not going to do my 2 exposures. Oh, I'm not just going to read my 10 pages. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and guess what? You're right. It doesn't matter. But it's the only thing that matters, because this is the only thing you have, is the moment. You don't have the future, you don't have the past, you only have the moment, and the moment is always insignificant. The moment. And it's at that moment, right there, when that insignificant, stupid thing is right in front of you, it doesn't matter, but it's the only thing that matters, and you deal with all this crazy stuff out there, it's right there is when you find out who you are. That's when you find out who you are. That's when you find out that you deserve that. Because that's what successful people do. What I want for every one of you is, can you just live in the moment, be honest with yourself, and do what you said you're going to do, consistent, persistent for a long enough period of time to just give it a chance. Can you labor through Labor Day, okay? I'll guarantee you it just will get better and better, and the more you do it, the more your organization will do it. I think we come out of here with just that one simple thought, that one simple thing, and went out there and take that philosophy. Let that be our house, we do the house. When we go do that, there's no way we can't compound. There's no way we can't geometrically grow. There's no way that will not change your future. I really believe we have all the things necessary in place. But again, at the end of the day, it matters what you do as you leave from here, okay? And as I said, we may not be as big as we once were, but we're better than
ever work. And we will be bigger. So with that, for you new people, one of our big traditions, we have a white party tonight. We're going to come back here. It's a great white party. It's a blast, okay? And so I just want to leave you with one thing. I say this all the time. From me to you, from us to you, we will believe in you. That's a big thing. That's what's one of the greatest gifts this industry gives is people around you believe in you. We'll believe in you until you believe in yourself. And we'll love you until you love yourself. And that's part of who we are. Okay? God bless you all. Thanks for